And now we're going to perform a speed test because many people wonder, how fast is my internet connection? You may or may not know what you're buying in terms of how fast it's supposed to be. That's something we encourage you to know. But regardless of whether you know how fast it is, you need to be able to test it to see actually how it performs. So we're going to perform a speed test in two different phases right now. The first one is just going to be me all by myself, and then we will all test together and see what sort of results we get. So to begin, typically what I do is I go to Google and I just type in test. And if you type in test, you will get several different choices. And there's one in particular that I like. It's the Speakeasy Speed Test. And the reason is because I get to select where they're testing from. Anytime you do a speed test, you're testing the download speed from a server on the internet. So it could be like anywhere. Some of the speed tests automatically select the server that's closest to you. And while that can be convenient, in our case, or in my case anyway, I want to be able to pick where I'm testing from. So in our case, we are fortunate that Dallas, Texas is one of the testing sites. So to select the speed test, I've brought up our speed test interface, and I'm going to the Dallas selection, clicking the button, and checking the download speed. And good, we're done. So now let's record our numbers on the board. Our download speed is about 45 megabits a second. So I'm going to write that down, 45. And this is our download speed. And that's with a down arrow just to let us know how fast the internet connection is coming to us. Our upload speed is just under 9 megabits a second. So I'll just put 9 and with an arrow pointing up. Now, interesting difference in numbers, right? The download speed is much faster than the upload speed. This is actually not unusual. This indicates that our connection is an asymmetrical connection. That means that it's faster in one direction than it is in the other. And it actually makes sense. The only reason that we would want a symmetrical internet connection, which is the other type of connections that we use, is if we're serving resources on the internet. So if we have a server that we need to provide information, like our library server, perhaps a data server of another type, maybe we have a local history project, for instance. In those cases, if we have those servers in-house, we want to make sure we have a symmetrical connection so that it's robust. However, most of the things that we do if we don't have a server is consume bandwidth. And so this is actually not an unusual situation. So next, we are going to all test at the same time. Is everyone ready to test? Good, good, good. So what I'd like you to do is take your mouse and I want you to hover over Dallas, Texas. But don't click. Don't click it. Don't click. Okay, good. Okay, don't click. Good. I want you to hover over Dallas, Texas, and we're going to count to 3. And when I say the of 3, everyone's going to click at the same time. Are you ready to do that? Okay, good. Okay, so, and I'll do it too. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that looks a lot different when we were all testing together. What speeds did you get?
2.1.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
2.9.
Okay.
3.5.
Okay.
1.
That's a lot lower. That's a lot lower than we did before. It's interesting that it's lower. Here's why. We were all competing for the same bandwidth. This is our router, and we're all attached to this router to do the test. This is our Wi-Fi router. So we're all competing for the same connection. The more devices connected to a Wi-Fi access point, the lower the performance for all devices connected to it. Now, a Wi-Fi access point can support a great number of connections, but there's a limit to that. So not only were we fighting for the bandwidth on the router, we were also fighting for the bandwidth to the internet together. So when we tested all together, everything started grinding to a halt. So if you've ever wondered why something's slow, this could be a reason. Speed testing is very important to do when you're having trouble with your internet connection. And we know that a lot of folks in libraries across rural America have trouble with their internet connection. It's a way to show your ISP that you're having problems in a very credible way. A lot of times we just call them up and say, hey, it's slow, it's not working. It's actually not really helpful for them, especially people that really want to help you. The best thing to do is to do a test, a speed test similar to what we've done here in the class, And do it at a time when there's no one else on your system. So sometime before the library opens or when it's closed to the public. Perform speed tests and record the results. You want to record your download speed, your upload speed, the date that you tested, and the time that you tested. After you've had a few of those tests to show that you're having an issue, and who knows, maybe you'll see that everything's okay during those times. But if you're able to show there's an issue, when you're reporting this problem to your ISP, you also provide them that data, and that will give you a lot of credibility when you're asking them to help you.